Tuesday the 12th, looking at the dollar index, and as you know, this double top concerns me. Dollar's heading back from this resistance level, so as you know, we're looking at probably 96.50 as the first target, and if we continue lower, we've got really good support around 95.80, 95.70. You know this already from previous videos. Obviously, the dollar index will need to break above 97.80 to start a new leg higher. That should be a good opportunity, a good buying signal, something we can buy and hold and maybe run over the next few days and weeks. But we're way off that at the moment. Aussie versus the US has a little bit of resistance around these lows, around 70.70, 70.75, and we are just holding around there. But it's not a great trading area, maybe for a quick scalp, but the best sell would be up here at this trend line, which is around 71.20, 71.30. You'll need a stop at least above 71.50, preferably really above 71.60, which is the 100-day moving average. So right now we're kind of no man's land. I wouldn't be surprised to see us turn around from here, but as I say, it's not the best selling opportunity. Dollar yen in a 2-month bull trend, so we're edging higher off this support level, off this trend line, this 1-month trend line. As long as we hold above 110.15 today, this looks quite positive. Obviously going to have to get through these moving averages, which are around 111.35.40. The high today is 11.45, so if we can beat today's high at 11.45, this is going to look a lot more positive. The euro is bouncing nicely off the lower trend line of this 2-month channel that I've been talking about, so it's possible we can get to 113.20.30. It's around the middle of the Bollinger Band midpoint. There's a little bit of resistance there on the short-term charts, so as far as I can see, there's nothing in the way of that. I'm not saying we will get there, but there's nothing in the way of that. And if we did get to that 113.20.30 area, I think that's probably the best trade of the day. A short there with a stop above 113.50. Obviously, if we take a tumble, then we've got to watch this support down here at 111.80, 111.70. Right now, we're not at any level that I would be interested in entering a trade, but we are bouncing, as I say, and at least the stochastics are also looking positive. So if you're long, I'd say I prefer to be long than short, put it that way. Euro Aussie is a bit of a tangled mess, but I did talk about a short up here. So if you are short, you've now seen the market dip down to the 100 and 200 day moving averages down here. So that's certainly a good place to take profit, which I'm imagining you've already done. If we break down there, then we've got less important trend line support around the 158.30 area. So you could try along there. It's not the best trade because there's nothing else really backing it up. In fact, I'd almost prefer a long down here at 159.00, 158.90. I didn't say that yesterday, but I'm looking at the short-term charts as well. And actually, that doesn't look like a bad opportunity. So if we revisit that area, we've obviously missed it now. Might be worth a long, just with a little stop. Where are we? 158.90. Down here is 158.30. So you really want a tight stop. I'd put a stop in at 158.65. Really, just keep it really tight and see if we have a decent enough bounce to give you 30-40 pips profit. I mean, of course, it is possible we get up to 161.00, but in these kind of markets, it would take 2 or 3 days to get there. Dollar Swedish krona pulling back on general dollar weakness. Nothing to do here, but we do have some good support down here at 931.40, 931.30. Yeah, I'd say that's probably worth a long, but we're a way away from it, so I don't think we're going to hit that level today. I'll have a look at it again tomorrow and see if it's worth it. In gold, that 13.00, 13.03 level worked. We pulled back from there. We're now trading mostly sideways. Still wondering whether this is a head and shoulders pattern, head and shoulders top, but we've got to watch for the break of the neckline at 12.81. And again, I've talked about these support levels down in the mid 12.70 area. So it's a slightly confusing picture. I'm still to make my mind up. Obviously, if we do break above 13.05, that should be pretty positive, and we could certainly jump to 13.10, 13.11 quite quickly. Not a huge move, but 5 points is 5 points. No one's going to say no to a 5-point profit in this market, which is not offering many trading opportunities. Now this is what's confusing me. Suddenly silver looks quite good, having held this wide band of support and had a real strong bounce off it, and there doesn't seem to be anything in the way of us getting as far as 15.55.60. I'd say would be a decent target and probably worth a short up there as well. Let's see if we get there. I've had a look at half a dozen other pairs and I'm really just not seeing great opportunities at the moment, which is frustrating because we've got the non-farm payroll number out of the way in the ECB. So I'd really like to see something that we can put on and run for a day or two, but it's just not there. It is what it is. I can't suggest an awful lot of the stock markets either. They are, well, yes, they had an enormous rally. They're really chopping around all over the place, and I'm just not seeing anything that I can do with them. Unfortunately, I didn't spot the big rally yesterday, so I couldn't get on that. I'm just going to have to sit and wait for a signal.